on Boyce Road, how much controversy they have on that one. Elmer St. Clair, the one you can see from 79 over there. I mean, if you're willing to do something like it, I guarantee it can work, but we're trying to work within the confines of aesthetics for the township people, but people want their cell phones to work in that too. But the bottom line is you're starting off probably 25 to 35K for a study to see if it's feasible. What's that?
500 feet?
Yeah, yeah. That's what it is up there, yeah.
Okay,
On top of a bridge.
let me ask you a question here. I know the
520
township.
feet?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, for.
It's by, Boyce
And
Hills.
there's some people.
And people took them to court, they got sued 15 times.
For anybody who doesn't know me, I'm sorry I'm late to childcare. So I'm Jason Crott, I'm Emergency Management Coordinator here at Cecil. My question is, I know the county doesn't want to spend money, but we're looking to spend our own money to create our own system. Is the county willing to let us spend money to improve their system's coverage within our township boundaries? So we're not starting from scratch.
Yes and no, they can't stop us, but they might not.
I'm not worried if they like it.
I mean, when I say that, it would work for all of us here. We could talk to Sean, or Sean could talk to all his officers. We could talk to all our fire departments. But in Washington, talk to us. There's got to be interface equipment for Washington to be able to talk to the
That's what I'm
dispatch.
saying, instead of trying to build our own system within the township and having our own standalone system that then build an interface with the county doesn't want to improve their system out here because they don't want to spend money. Rather than spend our money to create our own system, we can spend our money to improve the county's system's coverage in our tech.
Yeah, we've got 40 years of that being
If
built.
I recall, we got a grant years ago for a repeater, a repeater package that we were going to put on a tower here. Gave it to the county never installed it. It's sitting on a shelf. We still don't have it installed where we need it so that we can talk to each other. And it's because they don't want to. And they have a voting system, it's called it, whatever, and I'm very naive on the system, but it's whatever this selection of a tower by the strongest signal of where it's coming to. And so we might be talking out of Hickory, we might be talking out of North Strabane for this area, where we have one on Profio Road, but it doesn't have the proper equipment on it because it's sitting in a shelf in Washington that they've never installed.
Could we get that installed?
I mean,
The county's equipment at the Profio Road Tower is malfunctioning, and they don't have the money to repair it. That's what I've been told for a year and a half now. And that's part of our problem for our fire district. I don't know, it probably doesn't affect number one's district, and I don't think it will affect the East district, because they go off the Woodruff fire. But they're trying to steer our communications to the Felon Road Tower in Mount Pleasant, or just from Route 54, like Sean referred to. We have problems down at the county line, and it's down.
And ours is a little different operation. We're hitting off of towers over in Peters Township, literally. And we're not getting, this is the reason why we're not transferring, thank you, over to 911, because we're trying to hit a tower in Peters Township when we're on 50 and you got the hills. And so they're bad, but we're extremely bad as well. And they just won't put a tower since the township for that. Because Peters Township, it still owns, right, the frequency, but it's the county is maintaining it.
But they built and paid that for that system.
Right.
We put that system in years ago, we built it and told them if they could take it over. They did take it over, and they maintained it.
Yes.
Is it possible then, if we got the repairs for that they would allow us to do it?
That's something we have to approach them with.
I mean, would that help
As
us
I
out?
said, they worked out at the board along with us, approached them with it.
Exactly.
I can't speak
Find out.
They've been tap dancing around this for quite some time, and
Because if that's
really
not
is
functioning,
functioning.
that could be something that could be helping out if you go when it was functioning inside of the township.
And that could be the price of a study where it fixes the
I
problem.
mean, right now, if the building falls down on one of our heads, the other trucks coming in don't know about it.
Exactly.
I mean,
You need the communications, I agree totally. Maybe that's what we'll look
And that's a
at.
joint thing, because it's, Sean's other option is to go to zone 2.
Well, I was just
I
going
mean,
to mention, I talked to the county, and they're wanting us to test that out. They'd rather us not be on Peters
Yes.
Township, because I think they want to.
And that's your answer. You'd be sharing a frequency with 8 other departments. That's their answer.
We're a busy department, and I can tell you right now, Cansburg and North Shore Bay would not be happy, as well as our officers
Yeah.
going on Zone 2, which is all those municipalities. But at least eight on, they got.
Yeah,
Yes.
right now, it's only two of you on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right
right
now.
now, 2 of us right now, we're even.
And the ambulance.
Yeah.
That's not the cost.
Yeah.
When you talk about going to the county, who do you go to?
Department of Public Safety, Jeff Yates, he's the head of the 911 system, I guess. If you want to talk about that.
You ever go to the county commissioner?
That would be our next option. There is a committee of firefighters that, called the radio committee. They supposedly did have a meeting with the county commissioners. I'm not sure where
We don't know where it went yet.
we stand on that.
How long ago was that?
There's been a couple of meetings over the
I think last week was the last meeting that they had with the supervisor, and I don't know where it went.
It's currently being worked on, but we haven't been getting, they said we were going to do.
We haven't got any
We haven't got any feedback or written statements from it, actually. It's all rumor.
Okay,
Is
this
that
is
the
with
only-
the county commissioners?
Yes, they went to the supervisor, the Washington
Why don't
County.
we have our own meeting?
If necessary, that's
Before
what-
we did it, though, is that the only receiver in the township that you're having problems with? Is there another one that you think that would help you out somewhere, if there's anything else? I mean, if we're gonna go sit down.
No, I know what you're saying. I would
we might as
say
well try to solve the whole problem.
we want to brainstorm. We want to come up with a written plan for, and say, we want 100, I mean, obviously, we can get a map of the township. And if we don't have a coverage out here and it's in a cow field, I mean, the cow gets struck by lightning from above. But if it's next to the school, you want to have, and you got a gap there, it's a problem. See, that's why the 80% doesn't cut, it's where the gaps are. So the bottom line is, we want to improve communications, and we're willing to do it either by patching the old system, but we really believe, you designed a system for Cecil Township, it works for Cecil Township. Washington County, they got the same problem, they got to please everybody. And you don't have to put, a government committee designs a racehorse, you end up with a camel. And that's it. And,
I think our problem is, we're on Allegheny County line, they want to put it in the county, so they're gonna use a lot of the towers inside the county, so on the edges, and we're on the edge.
yeah,
And that's the big problem.
What I was,
that power wouldn't help you though, would it?
It would,
It would help.
it would definitely help us, but we'd have to put something on that tower to get off of it. It's no guarantee, but from the studies that I from what I understand, 50, I believe Profield would probably definitely would get off of that one instead
Do
of.
we have a
Going over
responder
years.
that's sitting somewhere not being used?
no,
We don't know. We were told that it's sitting at Crystal Sound, and Crystal Sound, which is a company that does radio repair, they said,
Who told you it's a
County.
So maybe we need to investigate that if we're gonna
Bill,
spend money
they
to,
decided to.
Can you,
but if we're gonna spend money to repair something,
Quantify
we should probably invest
what
in
it would cost
installing.
to do exactly what you're talking about tonight?
Anywhere from 50 to 200,000, depending if we have to build a tower and buy it.
Okay, so it's.
Tower being $100,000 if you have to buy the land and build it. Ballpark.
That's just-
You're talking less than 100,000 for equipment easy, and for the radios and everything we need, which is still a lot of money, but in a big
Because a
picture.
lot of our existing equipment could be reprogrammed and changed over to suit new systems.
And is that part of the 200 that you're talking?
Yes,
about?
everything, I'd say big
Everything.
ballpark would be 200 max.
And have you ever
Reasonable.
actually gotten pricing on this, or is it just?
That's where the 25,000 to 30,000 for the study would come into effect. Now, and that goes one other thing, if we want to go digital, like everyone else has, then we'd have to replace the existing portables and mobiles in our vehicles. But the plus side of that is you get basically two repeaters for the price of one. There's basically 2 channels. The police could have a separate channel, we could have a fire channel with 1 repeater.
Okay, and what's the, that's an additional cost over the 200?
That would be replacing all the existing.
Well, you might be able to do it for 200,000 dependent if you don't have to build the tower.
Okay, can you get actual costs of exactly what it takes?
Sure.
It would take.
Yeah, we could, realistic costs, I mean, yeah, obviously not dependent.
now, are you
Then
talking
can we
about
sit
one
down?
tower, 500 feet that would do the whole area?
Yeah, hopefully less than that, and hopefully you get 100 feet, but that's where the radio propagation studies and experts come in with their software, and actually, they'll do a plot of the township.
As you said too, you gotta find a location
Yeah.
for that, so.
No, but if we look out where we can get on a cell tower that it exists, or one or two that, with no cost, then the cost goes down dramatically.
I think
Then
that's
can we
gonna be
sit
better
down and
option.
talk to the
Trying
county
to organize
commissioners
I
and
don't, I
see
don't
what
I
they
don't think
can
we can have
do?
a centralized.
I have no problem with that.
Okay, that's number one, I'm not done.
Okay,
Number two, we consider applying for grant money.
exactly.
Number three, we change our attitude toward the gas companies, who I'm sure would contribute heavily if we just have a good attitude. Because they're certainly doing a lot for all of the other municipalities in Washington County. And not a damn thing for us, and that's only our fault. Those are the three things that I would suggest right up front, and then see what we need to do as supervisors.
And I don't really want to badmouth the 911 system, but this is just the plain truth. They have no desire to improve the system. They are happy with the status quo. You're getting 75, 80%, and that's all they care about. You know, they're not here running in that building when there's fire. They're not there when the officer's by himself in a domestic
And
or
what
whatever
coverage,
on a traffic stop.
what coverage does Peters Township have?
Fantastic. They probably have 100. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they have what you're called portable coverage throughout the township. Means you can get out of your car with your handheld radio, which is 5
We
watts
have
versus your
two-
50 watt. Yeah.
We have two sites that are receiver sites. Okay, and the receiver sites transmit back to the same time. So if a guy is in Hackett, which is the furthest part of our township, he is voting to a receiver that's in Hackett, it's going back to the tower and transmitting out. So it's covering the whole area. If you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah, we don't want to bore you with technical details, but the bottom line
Is
is,
that in the $200,000?
yes. I mean, in the big picture, you know, it's less than the price of a house. You could have communications that satisfy police and fire for a long
I
time.
mean, we're, at the police department, we did everything we could. We updated the radios, we have 6-foot gain antennas
Yeah, we even tried.
on the back of our cars because we can't even have smaller than that because we're not, we've been doing this probably for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob, you've been working on our cars before.
We
and-
even tried putting that,
Yeah, we can't do
Aggie
anything
antenna
else.
And
voting
is
back
that
to the
going to
champion.
improve life for you?
Yes, it'll
Yeah,
sound for the fire
So
department.
this is not all the
EMS
fire
and police,
department.
No, this is
The best example I can give you is, when we first got cell phones, you know where you could talk in the township. Guess what? All of a sudden I can talk where I can't talk. What happened? Oh, there's another tower up there. That's it. There's no magic formula. There's more cell towers. You get on the road, I don't remember that tower there last year or 6 months ago. The reason you got 100% coverage is because they put more towers on. I mean, I heard one time Bell or Verizon was putting $1 billion a day into towers across this country, get their red map up there. But, I mean, but it's basically science. I mean, there's more towers. That means you're closer to the tower, your phone works better. It's cellular telephone, it's cellular radio. It's radio telephones. That's what it is. So if that makes it sound better, why you need more towers.
Is what I'm
And Washington's not interested in that.
Is what I'm suggesting to you a
Very reasonable.
sensible plan?
All 3 steps were fine.
Very reasonable.
I'll be involved with you in any way I can.
And this is very productive so far tonight, everything. You know, like I said, I have a tendency to maybe some irate or something, but or I get intense, that might be the best way to put it. But no, we're here to fact find, we're here to work together. We don't have an agenda. We're gonna get what information we have from you, formulate a plan, and see what we can make happen.
So do you think it would be better to try to go ahead and see if we can get space on existing tires? Do that?
Absolutely.